Are Goblin bolt throwers any good in patch 6.0.4? As I said in the Rock Lobber video, Greenskins used to have only 2 artillery types, but they were pretty competent at their jobs. While the Rock Lobber has absolutely no shot at being useful against monstrous infantry or single entities. Sure, you'll get the occasional hit and do some damage, but nothing like what you'd need. The bolt throwers, after much tweaking of the Dwarf version, theoretically address the shortcomings. But do they? Recruited for 650 gold and 160 upkeep, barely more than the Rock Lobbers, while recruited from the same Tier 2 building on Ultra, this gets you 8 bolt throwers with 5,328 health between them. Armor is 15, leadership is 45, speed 22, which is incrementally better than Rock Lobbers, and the melee stats are so despairingly bad, consider any melee to be a death sentence. For ranged, ammunition 20 is standard for artillery, but it's fine. Range is 320, not terrible, but not sniper capability. Damage per impact is base 30, and armor piercing 70, so about the same as being smacked by a troll in the face, but a bonus versus large of 50 means that it's base 45 and armor piercing 105 if my math isn't horrible, 50% more split along the same ratio. It's 1 bolt per thrower per attack. Reload time of 12 is a full third less than a rock thrower, so they'll go through their ammo faster. Total accuracy is given as 50. The normal is 20 and it slowly increases with veterancy, so yeah, this is pretty high. Calibration distance 180 means that it drops in accuracy way below its maximum range. Calibration area of 15 means that there's natural drift, but it's countered by the aforementioned total accuracy to whatever degree CA's whims would have it. Penetration cap is large, so a bolt might pass through a troll, but it won't damage more than 2 additional targets at absolute best. While a siege attacker and unable to run and expendable per the trait, the unit can hide in forest, which might matter to you in some situations. In the redline skills, and yes, I checked in-game since these text descriptions need updating, Def from above as plus 20% ammunition and plus 8% missile strength at 3 pips, and if any get to rank 7, Savage Smarts as plus 20% more ammunition, plus 12% more missile strength, and 10% reload time reduction, which are really good boosts. I remind again that this unit starts with the same ammo as the Rock Lobber, but will go through it far faster. In the tech tree, more grub as plus 5 leadership and minus 5% upkeep for Goblin units. I believe that's it. For scrap upgrades, Salvage Flingas is required to unlock borrowed boats, and for 45 scrap base, you get a simple plus 20% missile strength to the unit, so it hits much harder instantly. Salvaged artillery does not require ATAC, and for 60 scrap, you get reload time reduction of 15%, which makes you go through that ammo even faster, but that's literally more DPS. So how do we use the bolt throwers? Well, besides using them to attack city gates and whatever, I'd use them as generalist artillery in battle, and especially focus them on attacking any cavalry and monsters that avail themselves, and not to expect too much out of them. Oh, they can pump out some damage, but they're not cannons. I'm not expecting them to make giants fall over. I just want them to do disproportionate damage to large targets, armored targets, and both combined. Do they do enough with 8 entities? I think they do, and provide a reason to use these to back stuff like Arrow Boys and give you some real teeth, T-E-E-F, when fighting those sorts of opponents, which has been a weakness of the faction since way back. They're still expendable, they're not expensive, and you can make a case Doom Divers are better regardless, but hey, they're helping to hurt high priority foes. It's not just the damage you do, it's what you're doing the damage to. Having said that, I'm showing what happens when you ask too much of them. These are still inexpensive support weapons and are there to add to what things like Arab Boys and Goblin Archers can do. Try to replace them with bolt throwers and you will not get much for your trouble. Also, while this is advice I've given before, the fact that this is an anti-large perforator means you are specially rewarded for skirmishing with light cavalry like Wolf Riders or Spider Riders and luring enemy cavalry and monsters into bolt thrower range. Any kind of damage you can get on the cheap is helping you in other phases of battle, but you definitely won't feel like it's enough damage until your thrower crews get more experienced, more accurate, faster firing, and hitting harder with things like borrowed bolts. But there's no need to overcomplicate it. Go forth and pierce scaly highs. Take care and have fun using larger pins to pincushion dragons. The dragons will feel it, especially if you're using that and goblins using heavy ammo.